Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609. Just leaving the post office in Kingsland, Texas, and we're going to do a little driving video, which will be really thrilling. And what I'm going to talk about this morning is RV financing. Why am I going to talk about that? Because I've had a couple of people ask about it. Some of the people are asking if I am going to finance my Class C RV, and if so, what interest rate I'm getting and all that kind of stuff. And the answer is I'm not going to finance it at all, even though interest rates are fairly low right now. And I could, but I don't choose to. That's just my personal choice. So we're in Kingsland, Texas, and I got all kind of boxes in here. I just left the post office and got stuff. But as to financing a motorhome or a travel trailer or anything else, even if it's a new car, everything is a function of risk, okay? No one, if I finance, I'm going to get a certain interest rate because of my credit score, credit history, etc., and how much I want to finance. Yours will be different. If you have, well, let me back up. Risk is based on your personal economic situation. Your credit score, your earning power, your age is a small function of it. But as far as interest rates today on a motorhome or a Class C, or a travel trailer or any of them, I would imagine the best interest rate you can get if you finance it, say 5 years or so, is going to be 4% and up. The RVs are not low risk investments, okay? And finance companies know that, because they know that you'll make your house payment, they know that you'll probably make your car payment, but a boat and an RV are luxury items that you might skip if you got in a financial bind. So that's how that works. And how long can you finance an RV? My gosh, I imagine you could finance them for 15 years now, depending on the amount that you're going to borrow. And something else finance companies like is they like large loans. You know, they like that 100,000 and up stuff, you know, because that way they don't have to handle so many small things. Because, you know, it's just like, you know, the more people you deal with, the more issues you're going to have. So they just, you know, they'd rather have a few big loans at a high interest rate than a bunch of small ones at even a higher interest rate. But anyway, having said that, where can you get the best interest rate? Well, that depends, but normally, which is probably not normal, check with your credit unions, okay, first. If you're a member of a credit union, certainly check it first, okay? Federal credit unions seem to have better loan rates than others, because I've had loans from both. You know, I had one from Austin Telco out of Austin, and it's pretty good. Then I had one with University Federal Credit Union, which is even better. You know, you can also check places like USAA and stuff, but usually your credit unions are your best place to start, because they will normally have the lowest rate. What about banks? Well, you know, banks aren't that loan friendly, okay? They don't like risk, and so their rates are probably going to be a little higher than others on an RV. Now, it'll vary depending on the bank, how many loans they've got, whether they're in the mood to make loans or not, you know, the whole thing. But banks may not be the best. You would think they would be, particularly if you're banking with a local bank where they know you. You'd think, well, you know, I'll just go in there and get the best interest rate. That might be true, and it might not. So certainly check around. And then another thing, and this would be true on any loan you ever get. Check to be sure that there is no prepayment penalty. Why? Because let's just say that interest rates are high at the time you get your loan, and you get an 8% loan, and 2 years later they drop down to 4%. If there's no prepayment penalty, then you can go to another loan company. They'll pay off that loan, and you'll go to 4% and save you some money. And is that good? Yeah. But let me tell you, a lot of these loan companies will tell you that there is no prepayment penalty. Wonderful. Have them put their finger on that section of the loan agreement where you can read that. Sometimes they can't find it. Have I had that happen? Yes, I have. Is that aggravating? Yes, it is, very. Because that means they were probably lying. Yeah, so yeah, be sure about the prepayment penalty. And as far as the other terms of the loan agreement, it would take you 7 days and 7 nights and 4 attorneys to figure out what's all in there. You just kind of have to rely on the credibility of the institution you're doing business with. And, credit unions are pretty good. They have a good reputation. So, I just mentioned that. And what else? The amount you finance, that depends. Some finance companies, they'll finance 100%. It doesn't bother them. This 10% down or 20% down. It doesn't. If you've got a good credit score, you can probably do a lot of things. If you have a bad credit score, which indicates you're a little higher risk, so to speak, then they're not going to work too hard. They're going to make you an offer, and if you walk, that's fine. Because what they'll do, in some cases, not all, is they'll turn right around and package those loans up and then sell them. Okay, and there'll be somebody that maintains those loans, or I can't remember what the term is. But they receive the payments and keep the loans up to date, and then just send the profits to the shareholders, whoever they might be. But and those people that are buying those loans might be from Iraq, India, Japan, Russia, or anywhere, because these credit companies have no conscience. Okay, none. It's about remember the credit crisis in 2008 or whatever it was. Yeah. That noise you heard is a cattle guard. But anyway, this thing looks to be jumping around. I hope my image control, or whatever they call it, optical image stabilization, is working okay. But having said that, on the loans, it's all a function of your credit worthiness and the interest rate market at the time you make the loan. They'll finance. I think they'll finance some of these motorhomes for 20 years. The ones that get up around 150, 200,000. I think they will. I don't know if anybody's ever done that. I'd never do it. Why? Because I just don't choose to. Does it matter? Right now we're kind of in an unusual period in the RV industry. For the first time in history that I can remember, RV values are actually on the increase. In other words, if you have a used RV today, you'll be able to get more for it than you would have 2 years ago or even a year ago. Why? Apparently there's some shortage of good used units, and the new units they're selling them as fast as they can put them out there. I know I've got one on order right now, and they've already gone up $4,000 on the price. You see? And is that good? Well, it's good for me. It saved me $4,000 that I got in there a little early. But if I'd have done this last year, I could have saved $10,000. But I didn't have the money. I got the money from selling my home bases, so to speak, my property. And otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this Class C. So anyway, guys, for those of you that are thinking about buying you a new or used recreational vehicle of any type, shop around, shop your interest rates. Here's something else crazy about credit scores too. The more you use your credit, the lower your score is going to be, okay? And the more debt you have relative to your earning power, the lower your score is going to be. So, and that's something else, if you go to 2 or 3 different credit unions or banks, and they do what's called a hard credit check, then that'll reduce your score. Okay, that'll reduce your credit score. So be sure and don't just go to a number of places and let them pull your credit, because that'll lower your score, and it happens quick. It doesn't. You don't have to wait a month. It'll happen overnight. So just be careful with them pulling your credit score or checking your credit history, unless you're fixing to do business with them. If you're that close and all they need to do is pull the credit, well, you're good. If they've got a good interest rate and the terms of what you want, that's fine. But having said all that, beautiful day here in Llano, Texas. This is November the 4th, 2020. Beautiful day. Was a beautiful full moon last night. And this is a county road that kind of goes the back way over to Highway 71 and then on over to Llano. Speed limit on this road is 35, and I usually hang about 35. And anyway, guys, having said that, enjoy your day. And yeah, good luck with your financing. Check the credit unions first. And enjoy your life, guys. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, thumbs up. Carpe diem. Adios. Carpe diem means seize the day in Latin. Adios. Bye-bye. Buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it and you choose to, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because it doesn't cost you one penny. Amazon takes care of me. Keep your health, eat right, exercise, and enjoy your life the best you can, because, yeah, this is the only one you got. So anyway, guys, enjoy your life. Adios. Bye-bye.